Have you ever felt like money just slips through your fingers? Like something invisible inside you is pushing it away without you even realizing it? It's probably not your fault. But yes, it is your responsibility to change it. Now, imagine this. You're in a race, running with all your might, sweating, exhausted, giving it your all. But someone else already decided where you're going, what your goal is, and even the maximum speed you're allowed to run. That someone is your financial mental programming. According to Harv Eker, all of us, yes, every single one of us, were born with an invisible mold, a kind of financial thermostat installed in our minds since childhood. And that thermostat determines how much money you believe you deserve, how much you allow yourself to keep, and how far you'll go, even if you have no idea it's happening. So, what do we do with a thermostat that keeps turning down the heat just when things start warming up? Exactly. We reprogram it. Eker says something that could change your life. Give me 5 minutes, and I can predict your financial future just by listening to how you talk about money. Why? Because everything you heard as a child, everything you saw at home, those moments when someone said, "We can't afford that," all of it got recorded as a pattern. It's neuroscience. The brain stores what's emotional and repeats it for survival. For example, if you grew up hearing, "Rich people are bad," you might be unconsciously sabotaging every opportunity to create wealth. If you saw your parents stressed about every penny, you might now feel guilt when spending, or even when charging what your work is truly worth. And if you ever heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," maybe you don't dare to invest because your mind is screaming, "What if you lose it all?" And here comes Eker's first big truth. It's not the outside world that determines whether you'll be rich. It's your inner world that does. And that is liberating. Because even though you didn't choose your beliefs, you can change them. But how? Start by noticing the phrases you constantly tell yourself. Write them down. Look at them. Observe them without judgment. Then, consciously rewrite them. If a voice inside you whispers, "I'll never have enough," answer back with confidence. "I'm capable of creating abundance in my life, and I deserve to live it in peace." This is what reprogramming your mental pattern is about. It's like wiping out a broken software and installing a new one that actually supports the goals of your current life. Because here's the truth. No matter how hard you work, if your mind is conditioned to return to the same financial level, that's exactly what it'll do. And maybe you've already lived this. You start earning more, but somehow the money just disappears. You save, but unexpected expenses show up and wipe it out. You go up, and without knowing how, you end up back at zero. That's the pattern. But there's good news. The pattern can be changed. Harv Eker teaches 17 wealth files, powerful new beliefs you can install in your mind, like training for your inner world. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on in this video, so you can find the light to guide you in this path of financial growth. Here we go. 1. Rich people believe, "I create my life." Poor people believe, "Life happens to me." Your financial reality is not a result of luck. It's shaped by your decisions, your habits, and your mindset. Rich people take control. They don't wait for the government, for luck, or for a savior. They take full responsibility. This is where everything begins. Because if you don't see yourself as the cause of your results, you'll never be able to change them. Decide today. You are the source, not the effect. Change starts the moment you stop blaming and take back your power. 2. Rich people play the money game to win. Poor people play the money game not to lose. You didn't come here just to survive. You came to thrive. Poor people settle for the minimum. They live defensively, avoiding risks, clinging tightly to the little money they have. Rich people, on the other hand, think in terms of expansion, abundance, and multiplication. The question isn't, how do I not lose? It's, how do I win big, consciously and sustainably? Ambition isn't greed when it's in service of a better life for yourself and others. 3. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people only wish to be rich. Wishing is free. Commitment comes with a cost. Wealth doesn't arrive by accident. It's the result of a clear, strong, unshakable intention. True commitment doesn't quit when challenges appear because it knows the game is long-term. Ask yourself honestly, am I merely interested in financial freedom? Or am I truly committed? If you are, act like it, every single day. 4. Rich people think big. Poor people think small. The size of your thinking shapes the size of your results. Thinking big means thinking with vision, with impact, with a wider scope. It's not just about money, it's about asking, how can I serve more people? How can I add more value? How can I leave a lasting mark? When your mind expands, your reality follows. True poverty lies in having a small vision of yourself. 5. Rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. Where others see a problem, you can see a door. Rich people train their focus. They don't deny the challenge, but they don't get stuck in it either. While poor thinking asks, what could go wrong? Rich thinking asks, what can I create here that didn't exist before? It's a mental discipline, seeing opportunity where others only see crisis. 6. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people envy or judge them. What you reject, you can't attract. If you criticize others' wealth, you create a wall between yourself and the possibility of prosperity. Admiration opens inner doors. It allows you to learn, to model, to grow. Don't see success as a threat. See it as proof of what's possible. If someone else did it, you can too. 7. Rich people associate with positive and successful people. Poor people surround themselves with negative, visionless people. Your environment shapes your standard. If you're surrounded by complaints, fear, and resignation, you'll eventually absorb the same vibe. But if you surround yourself with people of vision, people hungry for growth, people with abundant values, that energy rubs off. Your circle doesn't just influence your results, it defines them. Raise your environment, and your environment will raise you. 8. Rich people are willing to promote themselves. Poor people think negatively about selling. If you don't speak about what you do, the world can't pay you for it. Selling isn't annoying, it's offering value, it's serving, it's showing your solution to someone who needs it. Rich people are proud of what they offer. They share it with clarity and confidence. Your value must be visible. What's unseen doesn't sell. 9. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. It's not that life is easier for the rich. It's that they've built stronger emotional muscles. The real issue isn't the obstacle itself, but the size you bring to face it. Every challenge is an invitation to grow. When you become stronger, your problems become smaller. 10. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. Do you struggle to accept compliments, help, or gifts? Then you probably struggle to receive money too. Receiving isn't selfish. It's allowing abundance to flow through you. Learn to say thank you without guilt, without downplaying it, without explanation. Your ability to receive is key on your path to wealth. 11th, rich people choose to be paid for results. Poor people choose to be paid for time. Time is limited. Value is not. Poor people sell their time and become trapped in it. Rich people create value that exists beyond their physical presence. Ask yourself, what result can I deliver that someone would gladly pay more for, beyond just my hours? 12th, rich people think both. Poor people think either or. A limited mindset forces you to choose between your desires. Abundance says, I can have freedom and security, purpose and prosperity, family and success. Rich people design structures that support multiple pillars. Don't restrict yourself. Create a system that allows you to have it all, step by step. 13. Rich people focus on their net worth. Poor people focus on their income. Income goes up and down. Net worth is what remains, what builds true freedom. Rich people don't just earn more, they use that money to create assets, investments, long-term value. Start thinking in terms of building, not just spending. 14. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people waste it or ignore it. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and grow. Financial discipline is non-negotiable. Control, order, long-term vision. If you don't manage small money, you'll never be ready for big money. Start today. 15. Rich people make their money work for them. Poor people work for money. Money isn't meant to just sit. It's meant to move intelligently. Rich people look for vehicles, investments, automation, passive income streams. Freedom begins when your income no longer depends solely on your physical effort. Learn, invest, diversify. 16. Rich people act in spite of fear. Poor people are paralyzed by it. Fear doesn't disappear, it's transcended. If you're waiting to feel no fear before taking action, you'll spend your whole life waiting. Consistent action builds courage. Do it afraid, but do it anyway. Your greatness lives on the other side of that emotional wall. 17. Rich people constantly learn and grow. Poor people think they already know. The arrogance of thinking, I already know that, traps you in cycles of the same mistakes. Rich people are lifelong learners. They read, listen, and invest in themselves. Your personal growth will always come before your financial growth. If you grow, your income grows too. I know a story that reflects this perfectly. A woman worked as an administrative assistant, earning just enough to get by. Every time she tried to save, something would happen. A family member got sick, something broke at home, and all her effort vanished. She was frustrated, but didn't understand why. Until one day, she came across this book. She realized that in childhood, her mother would always say, "Money always disappears. That's just life." That phrase became her truth, a limiting truth. Once she understood that, everything changed. She began telling herself every day, "I am a woman who retains, multiplies, and honors the money she receives." She opened a separate account, started saving $5 a week, then $10, learned about basic investments. 2 years later, she had built a network of passive income streams that gave her the freedom to choose better jobs. Today, she not only has more money, she has more peace. Because yes, a millionaire mind isn't just a full bank account. It's a life of purpose, intention, and emotional control. Today, you can choose to keep thinking that money is for other people. that it's not meant for you. Or you can choose a different path. Make peace with abundance and turn your mind into the fertile ground where wealth can grow. It doesn't matter if you're starting from zero. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're late. The exact moment to begin is today. Do just one thing today. An affirmation, a new thought, a small saving, an inspiring audio. And tomorrow, another. And the next day, another. And so on. Because the secret of the millionaire mind isn't about accumulating. It's about believing you can change and acting like you've already made it.